Hello guys, welcome to your own YouTube channel English with Teacher Shiv, and in this video we are going to talk about the conversation which I had with one of proficient grammar teacher, namely MANJU MAM, and she has given the answer of all your grammar questions, and moreover she has given the answer of the questions related to pronunciation, vocabulary, how can you gain your confidence, how can you remove your hesitations, and all this stuff. So watch this video till end without skipping a single step. And those who are new to this channel, please do subscribe. So let's get started with this video. As you are really good in grammar, there's controversial questions I want to ask you. Is it literally necessary to learn grammar in order to speak English fluently, or without grammar, someone can speak?
See, this question is, I know that it will vary from person to person. And according to me, what I feel that grammar was very important because I'm talking about my time. Okay, my time means I completed my 10th in 1983. All right. So that time we never knew what is YouTube. We were not surrounded by these many YouTube channels where people are uploading conversation videos. We have ample of contents to hear, yeah, and then to imitate. Then we can learn. But then too, I feel that many times, even I say that I am a grammar teacher, I too make mistake. Yeah, everybody is making mistakes. So to remove those mistakes, yeah, we need to know grammar. But yeah, without grammar also, you can start speaking. But to master this language and to speak with accuracy, I feel that grammar has a great role.
So, a very shiny, sunny, chocolatey, adorable, mawkish, and delectable morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Oh, Shiv, wonderful morning, my dear. I'm doing great. Lovely style of wishing. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing great. What about you, Shiv?
Well, ma'am, I'm fit as fiddle, safe and sound, trying to add some value in my overall personality with the help of Almighty God and good personality like you. Thanks for your concern.
Thank you so much, Shiv. Thank you so much. So what about your office today? Do you have holiday?
No, I don't, but I took holiday, especially for this conversation because I've been struggling a lot in order to manage time with those co-learners who can connect with me in the morning time. You know very well, my schedule is a bit different. So that's why I've took my off, especially for all those kind of, and you won't believe, since morning, I've been keep talking with those co-learners. And suddenly one idea came to my mind, why should not I approach to Manjika? Maybe she's free, though she has some work at her home, but still let me ask. And I'm quite lucky I got a chance to connect with you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much that you wanted to connect with me. And I would be happy enough to answer all your questions. If you have any kind of questions for me, you can go ahead. You just start asking and I'm ever ready to answer all your questions. So please,
yes, and
over to you.
Before I start my bombardment of questions, I just want you to introduce yourself in brief for my viewers.
Okay, yes. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for inviting me over to your channel. My name is Manju Mishra and I belong to Lucknow, the capital city of Uttar Pradesh. When it comes to my education, I have completed my master's, then NTT and B.Ed. And after that, I started teaching and taught for 32 years formally in a school. And in the year 2022, I got retired. After retirement, I started my YouTube channel to make myself busy, where I'm uploading English related contents. Okay. And if you talk about my small family, so yes, we are 4 members in my family. my husband, my 2 children, and me. My hobbies, you must be wanting to know, and your viewers would also love to know about. Actually, my hobby is to be busy in the garden, my own garden. But nowadays, I'm not getting that much of time. I have great love for plants and flowers. So that's all about me.
Wow, that's really a great introduction. Like you are having so many skills. You have been working as a teacher. You love gardening. You are taking care of your family. At the same time, you are a YouTuber. Sometimes you provide some good suggestion in terms of spoken English to most of your co-learners. Oh God, how do you manage all these things? It's really sophisticated for me. I would consider you as a jack of all trades. And I have remember earlier I've said you the queen of Lucknow. Like Nawabo ka says, so you would be a queen of Lucknow. Wow, thank you, ma'am, for introducing yourself. So shall I ask questions to you now?
Sure, sure. Please.
So my first and very basic, common, ordinary question you have been answering for long, but still I want. How one can improve his spoken English? Simple tips and tricks.
See, as you know, that everybody wants to learn this language. Everybody is crazy about speaking in English, whether they know to write or not, but they want to speak. Yeah, I see many people even send me message. Every word is wrongly spelled, but they have framed a right structure. Yeah, so they all want to learn this language so that in public they should not feel embarrassment. Yeah, and they can speak as good as they want. So learning English is what? Spoken English means you just have to try to speak. But it's not a cup of tea because it is second language for us. Okay. So what is very important, that start listening, because listening helps everybody. A small baby learns by listening. Yeah, isn't it? Because once we say call papa, call mama, and he or she starts speaking papa and mama. So listening helps everybody, and everybody should listen to English contents, and then they should try to shadowing, they should try to speak, and that's how they will start their journey. And then it's a long journey. It's not like everybody asks, ma'am, how long it will take? So it's going to take quite a long time. It's not in a short period of time anybody can just master this language. So listening and speaking, and then certainly reading and writing, these four skills are very important in order to enhance English language. This is what I feel.
Wow, that's really amazing things. And yes, the same thing, LRWS, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Four module of English and four pillars. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. And again, as you are really good in grammar, there's controversial questions I want to ask you. Is it literally necessary to learn grammar in order to speak English fluently, or without grammar, someone can speak?
See, this question is, I know that it will vary from person to person. And according to me, what I feel that grammar was very important, because I'm talking about my time. Okay, my time means I completed my 10th in 1983. All right. So that time we never knew what is YouTube. We were not surrounded by these many YouTube channels where people are uploading conversation videos. We have ample of contents to hear, yeah, and then to imitate. Then we can learn. But then too, I feel that many times, even I say that I am a grammar teacher, I too make mistake. Yeah, everybody is making mistakes. So to remove those mistakes, yeah, we need to know grammar. But yeah, without grammar also, you can start speaking. But to master this language and to speak with accuracy, I feel that grammar has a great role. I
Hands
hope
proved.
I hope you are
Yeah.
satisfied.
Yeah, that's what I've said. No, ma'am, hands proved. I must learn grammar because till now I haven't learned grammar entire life. And that's the reason that I'm making a lot of mistake when I'm speaking to people. And especially the one who has a great and massive information of grammar like you. So thank you for enlightening me with this very imperative fact of grammar. I'm being enjoyed. Okay. And as we know that we are from India and we have several states, and every single person has his own mother tongue.
Yeah.
And he has MTI issues when he speaks English. Sometimes her mother tongue influence is there in his own spoken English. So, how one can eradicate or decrease the mother tongue influence and come up with a neutral pronunciation?
Yes. Well, this question is very valid question actually. I must appreciate this question because these days I'm taking online classes. So I come across people from South India, from West Bengal, and even from my own state. So they all have MTI issues. Even I too have because I haven't acquired any different accent. Whatever is coming naturally, I start speaking in the same way, and nobody even told us that you should have a different kind of accent. It was more than enough for my parents, for my teachers, that I was able to speak in English. Okay. But when some people have this problem of MTI, as you said, then they should listen to somebody who is a neutral speaker, okay, or even native speakers, and then they should try to imitate them. They should try to repeat after them in order to get the correct pronunciation and not having the influence of their own mother tongue. Okay, so that is important, that listen, and whomsoever you want to imitate, whomsoever, because everybody has different accent. Everybody has, in spite of we try to speak like him, like her, but we acquire something different. Okay, 100% nobody can imitate, it's quite difficult. Okay, so whatever 60-70% we can learn from somebody, we should try to imitate those people. After listening to them, we should try to repeat after them, and that's how probably we can eradicate this issue. Very typical issue actually, especially when from South India people speak. We can understand to just listen to one sentence. And even from Bihar, when people speak, even Hindi they speak, that time also you can find out that they are from North India. Okay.
True, ma'am. You hit nail on the head. Thank you for giving your deep insight. I think you have closely and profoundly observed people having MTI issues.
Yes,
That's
they
the
have.
reason, I guess. Okay,
They have.
that's
Yeah.
and like English is not my native language. Of course, I'm from India. My native language is Hindi. But whenever I'm trying to speak in English, I know what to speak. Everything is in my head. But as soon as I start opening my mouth and I'm not able to get correct sentence formation, like from where I should start, because there are so many sentence formation, like interrogative sentence, assertive, affirmative, then what we can say explanatory as well. There are so many, right? I'm not good in grammar, so that's why. So let it be. But I just want to know from your side how one can improve his sentence formation and he can form meaningful sentences.
That is the reason, the very first question when you asked, I told you that grammar is important, because basic grammar is very, very important. As you said that there are so many kinds of sentences, like you said declarative, then you said negative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory. These many kinds of sentences are there. And if we know that what exactly imperative sentence is, what exactly exclamatory sentence is, and what is the structure of these kind of sentences, then probably we will not face this kind of issue, that how to frame an exclamatory sentence, how to frame an imperative sentence. When I have to make simple present tense negative, how should I go ahead in that? So basic rules are very much important. Okay. And once you know the basic rules, then probably I don't think that we will have an issue in making simple sentences. Like sometimes people say, where did you went? Okay, very easily they say, where did you went? So it's not like, oh, where did he spoke wrong or she spoke wrong. We just have to understand that when we make negative sentence or interrogative sentence of simple past tense, we should use the base form of the verb or the first form of the verb. Then probably the person will never ever try to use second form of the verb while making negative and interrogative sentence of past tense, simple past tense. So that's how basic rules are very, very important. Or if you are listening and you can make a rule set in your mind, that's very good. That's fantastic. But I learned through learning the rules. So I always tell people that if you know the logic behind, then probably you will never make mistake.
Okay, that's really a very good answers from your side. Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I should take care of this. And my next question for you, for example, a beginner like me will come to you and ask you, ma'am, I want to learn spoken English. I want to speak English proficiently and eloquently
Sorry
as
to
you.
stop you. Sorry to stop you. Don't say that beginner like me. Shiv is not a beginner. Okay, Shiv. Okay. Okay. Now you can please continue. Yeah.
Okay, so beginner will come to you and he will ask you that, ma'am, I just want to speak English and I want to learn this language. How do you start teaching to him? Like, what are the initial steps you take? That this is how I would start, and what are the like your strategies? I want to know from it.
Well, very nice question. Beginners means if they are going to really start from the scratch, if they know alphabets, then it's fine. Otherwise, I must start from alphabets, that these are the alphabets. Then I should go ahead with phonetic sounds, that how do they sound. You learned A to Z. You learned capital letters and small letters in order to writing. This has nothing to do with the spoken English. Okay. After that, once you understood the phonetic sounds, there are exceptions as well. Yeah. Every time the same sound doesn't come with the same letter. Yeah. Because it's English. So after telling them phonetic sounds, I will go ahead with words. Every beginner should know the words. Words means very especially verb. When you want to say something, मैं जाती हूँ, if you do not know the meaning of even I means मैं, at least you should know to say go. Okay, then with gestures you can make people understand that go. Okay, so people will get to know, okay, I go. All right, so first and foremost, words and then verb. So once you know verbs, then you can start expressing yourself with subject and then verb. May it be verb can go wrong in the beginning because beginners do not know whether he goes or I goes. All right, so that mistake can happen. But initially, I should start with subject and then verb. So introduction about subject, verb, agreement gradually. This is how my approach for beginners.
I got it now. That's why someone said rightly, no matter whether you have subject or you don't even have object, totally fine. But you must have verb. Even though you have only verb, then only you can frame sentence. Am I right?
Yes. You can express yourself. Yeah. Eating. You don't know who is eating, she is eating, he is eating, I am eating, you are eating, but eating. So you know eating means something when I'm intaking. Yeah. Okay. So then you will start speaking, oh my God, I wanted to say my daughter is eating. So then you will try to learn what can I use for my daughter, my father, your father, his mother, I am, you are. That's how gradually, step by step, this can be learned.
True.
Yeah.
And what I believe, like this is my personal belief, words have some magical power. But when I'm talking about English, what do you think? How many words we require in order to speak English fluently? And how one can enhance his vocabularies?
Lovely questions, one after the other. Shiv has prepared for me today. Okay. All right. Awesome question. Okay, for vocabulary is the pillar of spoken English. If you don't have vocabulary, if I don't have vocabulary, probably we cannot exchange our ideas. Yeah. You are asking questions after questions, and you are forcing me to answer all your questions, and I'm somehow able to answer your every questions because we both have certain limited words, limited vocabulary. I cannot say that we have profound knowledge of vocabulary, but still we have learned manageable words. Okay. So you asked me that how one can enhance vocabulary. I think so. That was your question, if I'm not wrong. Okay. So whatever we know, after that we want to add something. We want to learn more vocabularies. For that, listening and more than that, reading something helps. Okay, if we are into the habit of reading books, reading newspaper even while watching TV, if we keep our subtitles on and we come across certain new words that we should note down, we should try to understand the sentence structure, and then we should try to make our own sentence structure. That's how we can enhance our vocabulary. And every day, as we make it a point that I have to have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I have to have my medicine. In the same way, we need to have a practice of at least adding 5 new words every day, no matter from where you are going to. I have a thick diary. Okay, when I was a child, my father had told all 4 brothers and sisters, we were 4 brothers and sisters, that without writing 5 words in your diary, you are not going to have your breakfast. So it was a kind of system and culture being made that everybody was doing. Every morning we used to take one newspaper's page. I was taking one, my brother was taking, and we were sitting reading one paragraph out of that. We were just writing down few words. And then no Google, no laptop, no mobile. Dictionary was only the aid or help from which we were able to know the meaning of those words. Then we were writing those words, and every day making sentences, showing it to Papa after when he used to come from his office. That's how we learned. So that should be the practice, I think.
Now, you truly proved this particular statement that I'm about to state now. You need a spark, ignition that can trigger you. And that the trick that your father has applied there at that point of time when you were a kid, that was kind of a trigger for you, or a trick. And that's how now you became a very qualified and experienced teacher. You should say thanks to your father for that.
I always say that my proficiency in grammar, my proficiency in English is just because of my father. Just because I'm a Hindi medium student, okay? And I passed my master's in the year 1990. Okay, so you can imagine that time. And I was from a very, I can say, typical middle class family I used to belong. Okay, so that time there was no culture of spoken English. That was only the culture that learn English and score good marks. So my father was behind that, every time asking certain new rules and every time new words. What the words which I wrote, that those words would be asked from my brother. Okay, now you answer. It's not. So in order to know everyone's word, I was learning 5 words. but including all four siblings' words, 20 words every day we were preparing.
Wow, that's a
So
great.
I really, every time I tell my father, he's still there, alive and active. Yeah, so I tell him that, Papa, whatever I have learned because of you.
Wow, I'll follow the same trick for my kids for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there are many learners and beginners. They feel shy and quite hesitate in order to talk people in English, and especially with someone who is really good in English, like better than them. So how they can get rid of that fear of being judged by others or fear of being hesitate and shy.
See, this is what to say, this is a quality of everybody. Like even I was very introvert person in my childhood. Even when I started teaching, the qualities I had those days, I was not able to perform in front of others because I was always hesitant. I was thinking, if while speaking certain statement goes wrong, then what others will think. So I was always feeling like it's better to be quiet rather than making mistake. Okay, so that kind of feelings can be in anyone's. Okay, and people can feel hesitant, can feel shy while speaking. But when you want to learn something, one should be ready to feel embarrassment. If somebody stops you or corrects you, you should be receptive. That is fine. I'm learning. In order to learn something, if sometimes I feel I make mistake or somebody corrects me, that's for my good. So then if you are positive while speaking, that even though I make mistake, that doesn't affect me, then probably you can come out of your this nature of being hesitant, nature of being introvert, because nature doesn't change very easily. You have to be stubborn to come out of it. Yeah, so that's how people should try. And then how this came out from my mind, because once I became coordinator, that time I had to face the audience every now and then. Every now and then parents were sitting in front, I had to deliver my message. When teachers meeting, I had to speak something to my teachers. So that time I gradually I thought, no matter if I make mistake, I have to speak today. Okay, so with that enthusiasm, once you go on stage and hold your mic, probably those things will go out. You will think that whatever I'm going to speak, God is there with me. Everything will come out correctly from my mouth. Nothing is going to be wrong. And then you start, go ahead. Don't think what others are going to say. They will say something. But how long you can be quiet? You have to do something for your own passion. So you just have to go ahead what you want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And in fact, there are many co-learners, they have been struggling a lot. And just because of this inferiority complexity that people are going to make their fun, they are going to judge them, they don't ready to take the first step of their learning. And that's why they are not improving, I guess that's what I believe. Because in order to cover the journey of 10,000 kilometer, you need to start from 1 mile.
That's
And
true. That's true.
that 1 mile itself could be a stepping stone of your life that can change the game. You can become a game changer of your life.
Yes. True. So wonderful questions you have thrown, and I answered all your questions, and it's been 30 minutes. Do you have any more questions? Because I have
I
another
do
session.
have one last question. I do
Okay.
have last question. Be precise. What do you mean by fluency? At whom you can consider like he or she is a fluent speaker or not? That's it.
Okay. That's a great question, actually. Fluency, what I feel, that whatever I can speak in Hindi, and if I can speak in English too, or any language which I want to try to. If I am able to express myself in both the language, like my own native language and the language which I want to speak. So right now you are talking about English. Okay. So if I'm able to express myself correctly, what I feel. Fluency doesn't mean that somehow, anyhow, you just speak. With correctly, we are able to speak and we are able to express our thoughts. It means we are fluent. We are not experts, but we are fluent. So I feel that one should be able to express oneself. That's it. So that is, but still, we should not stop learning. We should not stop learning. We should continue going ahead to become even better.
I do agree with you, and I can see eye to eye your statement because life is all about to move on. There is always up and down. You need to challenge yourself to accept those up and down and struggle in such a way that you can win over those kind of problems. Same goes with English. If you can express yourself as you can express in your own native language, it means you are fluent because many of us have the illusion in our mind that the one who will speak too fast, having a different accent, use advanced vocabs, is considered as a fluent speaker, but that's not the fact. And you have said truly that fluency is nothing to do with speed and all. It's all about your comfortableness and if you can speak without any extra effort with simple words and it makes some sense, that means you are a fluent speaker and your articulation is also there at the same time. Okay, so now from my side, I'm done with my questions for today. Though I do have a lot on my bucket, but I just
I
want
know.
to these for some other day as we are running out with the time and you have a next session. So
Yeah.
thanks for giving your precious time and connecting with me. And some other day we are going to talk about some other aspect of this language. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shiv, for showing the interest in connecting with me. And I'm really thankful to God that somehow He managed today that we are connecting and we have had lovely conversation and lovely questions you put up. And somehow I was able to answer your all the questions. So I'm happy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine, ma'am. Yeah, then
Okay.
please keep enlightening us with your vast knowledge and experience as you have been doing since we started interacting with each other.
Thank you.
God
Thank you
bless you.
so. Thank you. Sure, sure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am. Take care.
Okay.